Hey, what's up, you guys? Tony Miranda here. Just wanted to talk to you guys about a little thing, or I shouldn't even say a little thing, something that has big thing that has been affecting every one of us for the past year or so, or even more. Who knows? But I for sure been feeling it. Has been putting a hole in my pockets, and it's inflation. So as you guys could tell, things have been going up. You're looking at gas prices, housing, groceries, whichever. It just keeps on going up. And the reason why I actually want to talk to you guys about this is because of there's a stimulus proposal for a $4 trillion stimulus package, and mostly for infrastructure. So I guess they want to start building things and coming up with innovations, or pay more of the child credit. There's also, I got the chance to look at it, even free college. Matter of fact, it's right here. And it's a 2-year free college, also just for child and child care stuff. Whatever they want to spend this money on, that's kind of, whatever. I know that probably, and this is nothing political or anything like that, guys, so don't take it this way. I know they're just trying to improve, but is this really going to help us? That's the biggest question. And even with the experts of economics and all that kind of stuff, professors and all this, Biden's administration $4 trillion stimulus is not going to help out. And why? Because we have to look at the long term, guys. And the long term is that we're just going to be getting taxed more. And also, we could tell how this stimulus stuff has created for the past year. This is kind of going back into the Trump administration. So of course, we had the first stimulus last year. I think it was around like April, May, when the first stimulus checks has went out, and also with the unemployment. So there's a lot of people that probably to this day, which I don't blame them. They don't want me. They're probably fear about going back to work, and also they probably make more money staying at home. So, and I guess it has worked out for them because a lot of them have paid their debts or not. But it's one of the things is that when you start giving people much more free money, you expect people to actually take it, and especially for the unemployment, how much longer can employers and companies sustain themselves, stay in business, without going bankrupt? It's sooner or later, they're eventually companies will go. And also they're having a very hard time keeping with demand, and so that's why some of these prices have gone up. So you might ask, well, okay, so what's a kind of solution for this? And one of the solutions, I don't really have one, but one for sure thing is that I will not suggest putting out more of this money out. And the thing is that, of course, as of right now, the reason why our economy is as what it is, I don't know if you guys happen to know this, but we're printing about, or we're shooting $120 billion into our assets. And we're talking about like the stock market, and also at the bond market. So when we actually stop doing that, we'll definitely feel a crash, or we are definitely going to have a crash. And even with the Biden administration have contacted with the Federal Reserve, and those guys were just talking. So of course those are separate entities and all that kind of stuff, but the Biden kind of gave the okay. It's like, hey dudes, whatever you guys got to do to kind of stimulate the economy, get things going. So what does that mean? Keep on printing more money, more and more money. And it might seem to a lot of you guys as a short solution of, yeah, it's fun, or it's great having 5,000, 2,000, whatever you guys happen to get. But this is just a short term. They're actually keeping their money in their savings accounts. They're saving up. And when they start saving up like that, that's just not really stimulating. As a matter of fact, you might even call that deflation, which happened, but that's a whole different story there. So we have to find the balance, guys. We have to find the balance. But my biggest fear is that if we end up passing a stimulus like this, and people, He's still giving out the money, still staying unemployed, and all that kind of stuff. Where do you think this is gonna go? And they really think about this infrastructure, building things. Why not build of getting out there and start working? And of course, there's a debate right now about the whole mask, this new mandates, what's going on, and it's really worrisome for a lot of companies, especially the short business. I mean, the small business companies that Biden wants to really have these companies or any other companies to start raising the minimum wage. Man, there's like small restaurants that can barely make it on through all this kind of stuff, and you're talking about raising the wages. It just doesn't make economically sense to me. But I just want to let you guys know about this whole stimulus, and if it keeps on going like this, guys, just want you to be aware about the inflation. One of the things I just want you to get from this is that if you happen to have money in your savings account, keep in mind that that money, let's say if you happen to have $100, for example, in a year you'll be losing $3 value. You have to look at it that way. So you still have $100, but the value, loses 3%. So you technically have like $97, and it just keeps on going like that for every year. So imagine if there's another $4 trillion stimulus out there. Of course, as of right now, we're barely even making by with the GDP. We're barely growing, and as a whole economy, we're just barely growing, and there's really no taxes. And the way how these things get paid, guys, is that we need to work to pay for all this debt. Money just doesn't appear. Even though Joel Powell, the chairman of the Treasury, Federal Reserve, basically, presses a button and all that kind of good stuff, and bam, you have money. But of course, this has to come from somewhere. And right now, we're pretty heavily indebted, or even, borrowing. And when we borrow money, we borrow with very high interest rates. So keep that in mind. I really want to let you guys know that the more money we print, it's going to affect you long term. And personally, for me, I just don't like the government just having monetary policy, just printing and also lowering interest rates, because of course that's just going to race out the asset prices like real estate, homes. And now that I see this Delta variant in the news, and they start more panics, and it seems that we're going back to phase one versus a couple of months ago I thought we were seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, but I guess not. So I want you guys to just be aware, start thinking, and be smart about your money, and really focus. What's going on outside. I just feel it's just kind of like a distraction or so, and just to giving us money, and sooner or later you and I are gonna pay for it. And I don't know what this administration's agenda is, but I just don't like it. When it comes down to economics, this type of policies and printing, it's just not a good call. And we need America to start back to work. We need things to start going back how they were. And once again, guys, it's just had nothing to do with left or right. I don't care what you guys are, or what politics or whatever you guys side are on, but I'm just worried about the economy. I'm worried about the United States of America as a whole, and economic functions that's going on. So hit me up, guys. I just want to know your thoughts. If you guys are even interested or even care, but I want to hear it from you, see what you guys think. And I know it's just kind of like my first rant and all that, but when I see things like this, it gets me frustrated, man. It gets me frustrated. There's really no way I could kind of show or express, but things like this is just like Biden says it best. Come on, man, really? This is the best thing you guys could do. But all right, but what is what it is. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for hearing me out, and it's just something I just kind of need to get off my chest, and I'll be back here and again and trying to, I guess not lecture, but just kind of talk about things like that in terms of finance, because it seems that it's very important, and I think if I could at least get through one person just to kind of talk about these things, I think I feel good about it and help somebody out. That's what I love to do, help and educate people. So hit me up. See, I want to hear you guys' thoughts about this whole stimulus and printing and whole mask mandates and all that. I'm just curious to hear you guys what you think. All right, guys, take care. Next time, peace.